I'm Gandhi. Welcome to OVERDRIVE. Lots of news coming from Hyundai headquarters because Creta has just completed 10 years, and Hyundai has unveiled lots of new additions. And to talk more about that, we have Mr. Tarun Garg. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for us. First of all, we are seeing lots of cars. So, what is your theme with these new additions?
The whole idea is to really create some excitement around the festive season. As we know that festive season is the biggest occasion for people to buy cars, and Creta just completed 10 years, and we thought what better opportunity like the festive season to launch the Night editions, the King edition, because Creta is actually the king of SUVs. So we went ahead and have launched all these editions, and Night has been very successful so far. Last 2.5, 3 years, already done more than 70,000 vehicles. So we know that by extending the range, a huge customer base can still be tapped. So I think that was the whole idea. And of course, along with the GST cut, I think it really presents us with a great opportunity.
So what about the GST cuts? When are we going to see those new prices?
So we have already announced, in fact, the first company to really pass on the full 100% benefit to the customer in terms of GST. Of course, the kick-in happens on the 22nd of September. So we're all really prepared very well for the customers to come in to Hyundai showrooms and buy the car of their choice. I think it's a huge, huge boost. Look, Kranti, I have been in the industry for 32 years. I have never seen this kind of a cut. 11%, 13% cut on small cars, and then of course big cars as well. 3% to 10%. So it's a huge opportunity. And now, of course, it's up to the industry to really take the bull by the horn and make sure that we are back on the growth path.
So one of the steps which we just saw a day before or yesterday about how number one car maker in your competition as well. So how they passed on the benefit and they added some. How do you think is going to impact the overall market, the sentiment? And what about other manufacturers? They are also thinking, they would think on the same lines?
So basically, if you see Hyundai, we have some great festive offers already going, like I mentioned, and those offers continue even post the GST cut. We've already announced that the same offers continue, and there are some huge offers. We believe very strongly that this GST will be maximum benefiting the venue segment, because that is where 11% to 13% saving is there, and a huge in terms of numbers as well. That's the maximum amount. Second thing is, I still believe that aspiration means that customers, even before GST, say the customer had 9 lakh rupees. Even after GST, he still had 9 lakh rupees. But now he can go a segment up. Now he can go 2 trims up. I think that's a great opportunity, because India is becoming more and more of an aspirational market, and there's a lot of opportunity to be tapped there. So we are really looking at it very deeply and seeing if there's an opportunity to introduce new trims. And that is how you have seen such a huge addition of new variants today at the Hyundai headquarters.
So one of the reasons why I asked you the previous question was also about the segment when we heard about the small car segment where customers were not coming in or entering because of the affordability. How do you see the change? You think GST will have some impact on that segment also, which is which used to be one of the biggest, but the growth is not that great?
Obviously, GST will benefit all segments, and I have just a slightly different view of looking at things. If you see which is a segment where the maximum volume is there, it is in the 6 lakhs to 8 lakh rupees segment. And I think that is where what has happened actually, Kranti, is that customers who were earlier preferring a hatch in that segment are now going for models like Exter and Venue, because at the same price point, those models are now available. So if you see over the past 8 to 10 years, when hatches have come down from 50% to 23%, all this 27% has actually gone to this compact SUVs. So it's not as if the customers have really moved up the price point. Of course, some amount of that has also happened, but broadly, it is within that same price point, the body type has changed from hatches to SUV. So I think that trend continues, and we believe that trend will definitely further go up. Because more and more customers are getting younger. First-time buyers are also preferring the Venue. In fact, if you see, our overall first-time buyer percentage has gone up from 30% to 40% in the last 5 years. And in models like Venue, it is more than 43%. So very clearly, because Indian customer does not want now to compromise on the space, on the ground clearance, on the high seating, which gives them a better visibility. 6 airbags are standard, the sunroof, the connectivity, the Bose music system. I think all those things lend much more of a desirability, and that is where I believe this will further go up. But of course, there will be an opportunity at every segment level, and I expect a growth in all segments, but maximum growth I still believe will be in this subcompact SUV.
And what
segment.
do you think about your champion Creta segment? How do you see coming maybe 1 or 2 years?
I think Creta has been a flag bearer of Hyundai, and last 10 years, every year it has been the number one in its segment. And I believe that legacy will continue. It continues to surprise the market. Sometimes it surprises us as well. At the same time, we don't really sit on our laurels, and we continue to make improvements. We launched the Creta Electric in January. Of course, this, like I said, King Edition now. So we are continuously upgrading. Last year, we had a Creta facelift, and that was not only a facelift. Huge changes were done. We had a new brand ambassador in Deepika Padukone joining Shah Rukh Khan. So I think the excitement around the Creta continues, and I believe that this segment will continue to grow, and Creta will continue to be the market.
And how's the electric doing, Creta Electric?
So Creta Electric had a very important role, Kranti, because it helped us to meet the CAFE norms. Creta was the strongest brand, and which better brand than the Creta to have an electric version. And before we move into the dedicated EVs, which of course we have already announced and which will come, I think Creta Electric is playing an absolutely smashing role. And that is why January to July, Creta numbers are not only number one in the SUV segment, it's number one across all segments. So I think Creta Electric has played a very, very important role.
Now, one question about this segment where obviously it has helped you in the CAFE norms as well, but you think the whole conversations around blending, it will also push the customers towards hybrid and electrics more? Or how do you see that?
Look, I think this transition is already happening. If you see last 2 years, electrics were at 2.3, 2.4%. So it was not growing. However, this year we had some exciting launches in the market. And would you believe, Kranti, already in August, the electric penetration has reached 6%. Hyundai is really playing a very important role there, because not only are we looking at introducing more models, we have announced 6, including refreshers till financial 30, but we're looking at the entire ecosystem. We have 119 DC fast charging chargers in place. We plan to take it up to 600, because that is the biggest enabler for electric sales. Then we have already localized the battery packs. We have tied up with a local Indian partner to manufacture cells itself, which will mean that the new cars, electric cars, dedicated cars, will come from the Hyundai stable, which will be much more competitive. So I think we are very, very bullish about the electrification in India, and we want to play a lead role there. As regards hybrid, at the right time, we have already announced we are going to launch hybrid as well. So we believe the road to sustainability, Hyundai is going to play a very important role. And the biggest reason for that is because we are a part of the parent who is very, very strong in all technologies, whether it is hybrid, whether it is plug-in hybrid, whether it is electric, even hydrogen.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, you actually reduced my number of questions. Yes, I was thinking of hybrids and hydrogen. But last question: what do you think about the? August was not that great number-wise. Festive season and other.
Look, like I said, CAGR for the industry has been around 4.5%, 5%. Last 8-year CAGR is, I think, 4.9%. April to August was minus 1.6. I think we are back to the CAGR ways September onwards. In any case, this September is very different, because last year the festival was in October. This year festival is split between September and October. So I don't be surprised to see a very, very good growth in September.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
best of luck. Thank you.